Just waiting. Are we ready? Not yet? Welcome to Psychic Holistic Spotlight. I'm your host, Josie Way, and tonight with me co-hosting is Joe Higgins. We've coerced him to come back.
Thank you.
And our guest tonight is Kathy Medeiros. She does a variety of things, amongst them Reiki, mediumship, angel card reading, and she's studying herbalism. Mm-hmm. Tonight I thought we would talk about the angel cards and Reiki.
Okay.
And how mediumship also slips into that.
Yeah, it's all connected. I got my Reiki master about 3 years ago. There's 3 levels for Reiki. It's using invisible energy, so to speak. It's using energy from the heavens to help heal and make people more comfortable. It can be in the physical or the emotional stuff that helps with that. It works wonders. I get migraines a lot though, so it helps ease that pain a lot. I also read the angel cards, like you had mentioned. I've been doing that for more than 10 years now. And there's some psychic intuitive with the reading of those cards. Mm-hmm. And, there's a lot of guidance used for that. And sometimes though, the spirit loved ones come through, even through the cards. So sometimes without the cards, sometimes I see people walking by for someone. Men, women, children, everybody. It's amazing who can come through in the readings. So it's just, I'm always connected though, so there's, always, I always get some kind of a psychic message for someone, or, a message from a loved one that comes through. Sometimes I'm able to give a message, sometimes, someone's working though, so, they get distracted, so depending on the time. I do a lot of different psychic fairs as well too though, so people coming for a reading, so I can give them a mix, or either the cards or just the mediumship, so whichever one they're looking for.
Now with the Reiki, you said it works on headaches or like migraines and things like that?
Yeah, it can help with that, definitely.
So do people come to you for certain ailments that you focus in on, or it just helps whatever's going on in their body?
It helps with whatever's going on. I can work on something specific if they're coming in, because like stomach ache or headaches, like I said, or
rehabbing a knee or something or anything. Arthritis.
Yeah, I can definitely concentrate on that. And sometimes with the psychic messages that I get though, sometimes I get it's like okay, like a precursor to something that they got to be wary of. Like with one time, somebody came to me though for a Reiki session, and she just wanted a general healing. And come to find out there was something going on with the stomach and her belly area, though, with the intestines. And not even 2 days later, she had to be admitted to the hospital because she was eating something that wasn't good for her. So she was in there for 2 days, and it's like, so the doctor said though that she wasn't as bad as what would have been the case.
If she had waited.
Right, and so.
And if she hadn't been pre-warned.
Right.
That something wasn't right.
Yes, and so she definitely credits it to the message that I gave her, and doing the Reiki already that helped aid in the making the healing process quicker. So she definitely credits both things though to her helping it get better quicker because of that. In one case.
And that also works on emotions too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If someone's stressed out or
yes
has anxiety.
Yes, because during a stressful time, though, I actually had, a friend of mine do Reiki on me, and come to find out, my chakras were misaligned. So she ended up, aligning my chakras while she was doing the Reiki on me too, though, and so there was a lot less stress as a result of that.
Now your chakras are your different energy centers, right?
Yes, the different points. Yeah, there were 7 major ones, come from just above our head though to to our belly area. So those are major points, so that once energy, like focal points, once they get back into place though energetically, it actually helps with that as well. So Reiki is a wonderful thing for that.
Now, I've heard that you can also do it through distant healing, so the person doesn't necessarily have to be within the same room.
Right, yes, because energy knows no boundaries. So, say like, I'm here and somebody, like a friend of mine is in China or even the North Pole, I can send the Reiki energy to them, and they'll definitely receive it. They'll definitely get the benefits.
So it's
Healing energy.
like sending the intention of a prayer
Absolutely.
to
It's
someone
the same
that's
thing,
in the hospital and you're out of town.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And it's the same, you can get the same intensity of energy and healing energy in person versus, in distance. So there's no limit for that.
And the person in distance doesn't have to even be aware of it, like if they're sick in the hospital or something.
Right, yeah, as long as they're open and willing to receive the healing, they will definitely get it.
Even if they're unconscious, you can always ask their higher self
For the permission to do it.
please give me permission to send healing.
Yes.
Oh, so there's a protocol, like.
Yes, because it's kind of like an invasion of privacy if you don't have their prior permission. The best way someone explains it to me is kind of like going through someone's stock jar without their permission.
Right.
So you always want to make sure that the person's okay with receiving the energy in order to get it.
Right.
Because as with anything else, free will always trumps everything.
And some people might not be open to the idea, or for the religious purposes or cultural purposes or something like that.
And you don't know what their life paths and life purposes are.
Right.
If someone is like unconscious.
So you set up for the best intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always, Reiki is always with good intention. It's never, anything for ill will or, like any kind of backlash or revenge or anything like that at all. It's always for the good of the person, always, for the best.
And doing a mediumship, that also brings healing, doesn't it?
Yes, because a lot of times when someone passes away, the people that are left behind, they feel that huge disconnect, that loss, or the person's out there, and a lot of times they don't feel like the person's there anymore because they're only in spirit now. So a lot of people find comfort in like, okay, this person's always with me. My grandma's always with me. My son's always with me. And like a lot of times what I find with people, a lot of times they don't recognize like the little signs or that, that they're like a certain scent or that always reminds them of them, or like, like a random memory of that person. A lot of times people don't recognize though that, that's them doing that, to remind them that they're around. So, that's what I love about bringing someone forward, in the mediumship reading, that, it brings them peace, that they are around them all the time.
Yeah. It's very, very healing to know that your loved ones continue on. I know when I lost my son, if I didn't have a belief that life continues on and that my son was still alive in spirit, I don't know what I would have done. And there are so many people out there that don't have those kind of beliefs.
Yeah, and it's tough
and
for
they
them.
need to reconnect with their loved ones.
Yeah,
It can help the healing process. I mean, the grief's still going to be there for the physical person not there, but it can help with the healing.
Yeah, it's definitely good for comfort.
And the comfort of that.
I know what I told people afterwards is I still miss his smile. I still miss his laugh. I miss the funny way he hugged me, but I know he's in a good place, and I know he's still with me, and I know he's still alive.
Yeah, they are always with us, even if they're not there at that very moment. They're always watching over us at all times, no matter what. I mean, they don't need to sleep or eat like we do. So, they don't really have downtime. I mean, they may be busy doing, things that they like doing, though, or, stuff that, they want to learn. There's always progression of the soul, even in the, the afterlife. But they always know what's going on with us, and they always hear us, too. Always, no matter what we're doing. Even if it doesn't always feel like, they're around, like asking, we can ask them for help, and they actually can do more for us there than they can do when they were living with us.
Yeah, they have more tools, a better perspective.
More connections too.
Yeah, they got
Definitely more
connections.
connections.
I got good connections there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking about angels, they're in connect with a lot of them. Like my son, works with some of the angels because he helps young people who cross over get acclimated to the world of spirit, what they can do, what they can't do, all of, and he works with different young people. So he's like a transition guide.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot when, a youngster passes away. I've had a couple of occasions when someone that passed in a car accident or something like that, or drunk driving, and you will see them helping other teens that pass over in that similar manner get acclimated and try to understand. So it's healing for them on the other side.
Yeah.
And he loves it. It's the calling he didn't quite have while he was here.
It was the beginning of the calling. You know what I mean? Because if he had died, maybe perhaps when he was an older man, he wouldn't be doing that work on the other side.
No.
So it's kind of a,
Yeah, he was meant to pass when he did.
Well, he was meant to pass. I know that.
Yeah.
Now, the energy, when you use the mediumship, do you feel it, is it different or is it similar to when someone comes through, let's say, when you're doing the angel cards?
No, it's a very different energy with the mediumship versus the cards, because the cards are more like the angels and the spirit guides. And I get a lot of Native American spirits coming through those cards as well. Because a couple of my guides are Native Americans, so I feel very strong connection with the Native Americans. It's kind of like the mediumship is like a people energy, versus the angel cards. It's more like
it's a higher frequency.
Yes,
an informational.
Yeah.
Type of,
it's because it's almost like I don't want to say higher, but it's definitely like the high frequency, but it's not as loud to me, versus like a mediumship reading with the people coming through. Because with people, they were here already, so they can come down to us a lot easier. But I mean, the angels and the Native Americans and all them, though, the energy is just bigger. So it's harder for me to kind of focus in and get in that message, because it's more thoughts than it is like words.
Plus, plus when the person comes through, the personality's there, so there's a lot of different aspects you can grab onto to say, this is this person or this is that person. But when it's an angel or something like that, it's more you're going by.
Well, it can be a whole concept.
It could be a concept, or
right.
So
it's hard to put it into our words,
right,
for people to understand.
Right.
So a lot of times I have to ask, okay, can you tell me in a different way or show me in a different way for the person to actually understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with the mediumship, though, it's really cool too, because I may say something that makes complete sense to the person I'm reading for,
right,
but it makes absolutely no sense to me at all.
It might be an expression they use or something like that.
Yeah, or an association, or like an object that they always had, or something that they had, like they really, really loved.
But the angel will come through with like a concept.
Yes, yeah, definitely, and like different, sometimes like different colors, or like different geometric shapes too. Though that's come through a few times. So
what do they mean?
I don't know them too well, but it's like kind of like like the meditations. It's hard for me to explain though. Kind of like kind of like world peace, and forgive me, I'm having trouble explaining this part. It's kind of like like what people are supposed to be doing, but they're not doing.
Okay.
All right. I don't always get the same symbols every single time, but sometimes we'll get like a triangle, and so I have to explain to them like there's 3 different parts and you're missing that one part.
Oh, okay.
So something like that.
So that's the way they show it to you. It's almost like a Pictionary type thing.
Yes, that's a good way to describe it. Yes,
right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely much more abstract.
The more you work with angels, the more symbols they give you. and more ways to communicate.
So they're teaching you how to communicate. It's almost like kindergarten or something. They teach you blocks and colors. And,
Yes.
they start at the basics, and whichever works best for you, you kind of use that.
Well, a block could be a foundation. Or, for instance, a baby could be a new beginning, not a baby.
Right.
Yeah, I get that a lot though too. Though it's not literal all the time. It's much more symbolic.
Right.
Using the symbols like the comparisons for things.
And that's what takes the practice and the training.
Yeah.
As
and the
opposed to
interpretation.
just picking up a set of cards, a deck of cards, and just kind of going at it.
Well, that's a learning process too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That took me a while to learn.
Yeah.
To figure out what each one means, and each card, it doesn't always mean the same for a different person.
Right.
Because it could be could be like one like one of the angels is a physical healer, Raphael, and it very well could be though, like for one person, no, it could be that they need to take care of themselves better, like
Right.
eating better, or resting, or taking the medicine like they're supposed to. But yeah, for the next person, it very well could be they need to go into nursing. Or being a caretaker
Become a
for
healer.
Right.
or become one. For like a caretaker for the neighbor or for a friend, or even if it's just having a shoulder for people to lean on. So the same card could mean very different things, depending who I'm waiting for.
Right. And you can pick up the different symbols and energy depending
Right,
on the
yeah.
person.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So with the mediumship, though, it's the different person that's coming through. That would only make sense for the person I'm waiting for.
Do you see, hear, know, or which ways are your strongest, or feel? Which is your strongest ways of
My strongest
mediumship?
one is the feeling, sensing. I do see and hear in the thoughts as well. I don't have the sense for smell. But a lot of times they will show me like the smoke, if someone's a smoker, instead of having the smell of cigarettes. Sometimes people show me, like the old way of like rolling up the cigarettes.
Right.
Because that's something my grandfather used to do. So sometimes that would show me that. It's like, oh, okay, they will make their own cigarettes. Or, like still make their own wine at home. They would show me like the grape press. The old style grape press, because that's what I was associated with, making your own wine at home. So those are different symbols that I use, like I was referencing before. Sometimes that comes through. Sometimes I don't even need the cards, and I get psychic reading for someone.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on the moment.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
different
that's
ways.
interesting when you say sometimes I don't need the cards, because sometimes it's so clear that it'll come through.
It just comes through, yeah.
Yeah, someone had showed me some cards, angel cards to read, and that's the way they explained it. They said, just don't worry about that. Just focus on, open yourself up and focus, and you'll make a connection,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting. It was just another tool, they said.
It is a tool, but it's a good jumping off tool.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people start doing this work, is through card reading. A lot of people that I've talked to, though. It doesn't have to be the angel cards, though. There's a lot of people that I know that, does the tarot cards.
Yeah.
And I've come across a few people that actually use the playing cards as well. The old style, just to read it
What's
that
the
way.
difference between the tarot and the angel cards?
Tarot is more specific spreads that people would read from, and there's different arcanas. I don't know how to read the tarot. I never read them, but this is just going from what some of my friends have told me that actually done it. Though there's different spreads that they can do. There's different arcanas, like different levels, and like each card has an actual specific meaning. And you can only branch off a couple of ways from what the particular card means.
And what it's next to
Yes.
in the reading.
Yes.
They have meanings that way.
It's more specific as to how it can be read.
Okay.
And the angel decks usually only have 44 cards. They now have angel tarot decks. There are 3 of them out there,
Right.
or 4, and they're the full 78 card deck.
Oh, for
And,
tarot,
and,
yeah.
and they're very interesting. I have several decks, and they still maintain the integrity of the angel cards, even though it's the 78, because one of the characteristics of an angel card is they don't give you problems without giving you solutions. This is what I found, that, they don't give you, well, this is the death card, this is the hangman card. They don't give you, very negative images. They give you positive images.
Well, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
So it's a very big difference.
Yeah, and what I find a lot, though, too, though, when I read the angel cards, most people don't read it that way, but what I find, too, though, it's like, most people, though, when they read the angel cards, they don't get, like, warnings or, like, bad stuff going on. I get warnings of stuff.
I get some, too.
Yeah.
But I get solutions from them.
Yeah, it's like, stuff to be careful of, those stuff that, you got to watch what things you got to do. That's where the solutions come in. I get warnings, though, it's like you got to be careful for your health. That's a popular one that I get. Or you got to be careful when you're driving, or you get too distracted, which happens a lot these days.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah, because we've got so much technology going on and so much going on in our lives. So I get a lot of warnings, though, for people that's like, okay, you got to watch for this. You have to be careful.
Yeah, I've had a few of those, like slow down or something, because you might be driving too fast on the highway or something.
Yeah. A lot of warnings, though, for people.
Yeah, because people are out of control.
Well, sometimes, though. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you said, our lives are so busy, and we have technology, and
distracted
people
very easily.
distracting, texting, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of our own worst enemy for, and a lot of drive-through eating's not good for you. So put it all together, I can see why they'd be giving us lots of warnings.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a strong thing. And our overall health, as far as what most people eat.
Right.
Yeah, that's another big one, too.
The food that we get is not as nourishing as it should be. It's processed too much. So a lot of us are not getting what we need in our diets.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff that's like you have to cook more at home. So you
That
can get
makes
the
sense.
proper nourishment, or plan your meals ahead, too. I get a lot of that, though, for people. Because, like, a lot of times there's too many last minute, they'll go into the drive-thrus
Right.
for that, though. So I get a lot of those. But, I also get a lot of good things, though, too, though. Like people, like they're on the right path. It's like you are learning what you need to be learning, which some of us actually get, though, with our life lessons. Which is always a good thing, we actually, to actually learn our lessons and go through experiences like we should be. Because as we know, if you don't learn the lessons, we're going to keep learning it until we get it.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, sometimes people just need that little bit of a push, even if it's through like medium reading or the card reading, just need that little bit of push to pay attention a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you get any information? I'm sure a lot of people ask about their financial situations.
Sometimes I do.
Well, the question is, do they answer it?
Yes, they do.
No, they always do. They always do. But sometimes not always the way we would like to be answered, because they don't always give us the answers that
That's what I mean.
we're
Yeah, it's
looking
kind of like
for.
cryptic, or
Sometimes, though, it's like people. Sometimes I get for people, it's like they need to just continue doing what they're doing, or just because they're doing okay, they're just perceiving it like they're not.
right.
Sometimes people, it's like I have to tell people, it's like, okay, you got to cut back on this stuff because you don't need it. Like going out to the movies, you can run a movie instead. Or, eat in instead of going out to eat once a week.
And that's what they're giving you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends on the person.
I had a brief reading about finances, a person with a temporary setback, just for this time of the year. And they basically had me telling her to change her shopping habits. She was buying in bulk, which is no good when your money's very tight. That's only good when you have you're flush.
Yeah.
And to use what she had on hand, instead of getting anything new. And she said, I never even thought of those changes, but Spirit, and in the angels, is suggested those changes. Very, very practical.
Yeah, they're very good for guidance, for things. Very good for guidance.
Yeah, I've tapped into different guides for different things that I need, and some people can do it with you through the angel cards.
Right.
They can get that information.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to contact you for a reading or Reiki, how would they do that?
They can call me at 508-648-8021, or I can be emailed at kc7875@yahoo.com. I also have a website. It's psychicmediumkathy.webs.com. I do have a calendar on that website too, so you can see my availability and know where, what fairs I'll be doing next as well.
What's the email one more time?
kc7875@yahoo.com.
Okay, because I see people running for their pens now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Saying, all right, at least I'll get the email on the second
Yeah,
time
at
around.
least, yeah. It's a few ways to get in touch with me.
That's good.
And they can always call us on Psychic Holistic Spotlight and ask for information on any of our guests. My phone number is 401-575-6450.
They got lots of numbers on that paper now.
Yeah. Different other way to get in touch with us.
If it's meant to be, they will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Things always happen for a reason, right?
That's right. That's right. So you're starting to work in herbalism now, too.
Yeah, some. I took a class a few months ago, a 10-month class. I don't know too much about it yet because I'm still learning.
Who did you take the class with?
Chuck at the Silver Willow in Swansea. Rehoboth. Rehoboth. And I've taken a few classes with him already. I don't.
Well, next time we have you on the show, we'll.
Yeah, I definitely have to
we'll
do them. Yeah.
It's a big subject, and I know Bill would love to chat with you about that too. He's our resident herbalist.
Yeah, there's a lot of herbs. I didn't realize how many there were. And one thing you have to be careful with herbs is that some herbs do have interaction with certain kinds of medication.
Oh, sure.
And there's some foods you can't take with the herbs at the same time because they counters the effects of it too.
Yeah.
Which I found very interesting. There's a lot of books on herbalism.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of information, a lot of different ways you can do. Because you can do like tea or like a salve where you put like kind of like a patch on like a burn or a cut, something like that.
Yeah, I like the tinctures.
Yeah, those are
because
good.
they're a little stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, they take a little more work though, a little more time to put together, but they work too.
Yeah. Well, you can. I know with herbs, you can start out simply without actually growing the herbs yourself. You can buy them dried.
Yes, you can. There's a few herbal stores though too, online, and a couple of the holistic New Age stores have some as well, depending on what the store sells. So there's a few different options you can do. For the most convenient one is online, but there's stores too that
For the
you can go in.
excuse me, for the Reiki, do you go out to people's homes or do you go to the hospitals? Where are you available to do that?
I haven't done hospitals yet, but I am open to doing hospitals. I can go to people's homes. Most people do come to me, but if people have physical limitations or time difficulties, I can always go to them. I do have a healing circle once a month as well. That's open to anybody that does any kind of healing modality. I just happen to do Reiki, so I do that at least once a month.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So,
And I'm going to ask you to give your contact information again.
okay.
But first, I want to say thank you to all our guests out in the audience, and thank you to my co-host
Thank you.
for giving up your valuable time
I enjoyed
for
myself.
writing.
I might just make this a semi-permanent thing.
And thank you, Joe, and thank you, Kathy.
Thank you for having me here.
And your contact information again?
Sure. My number is 508-648-8021. My email is kc7875@yahoo.com. And my website is psychicmediumkathy.webs.com.
That covers it.
Yes. Hopefully they got it by now.
Hope so.
They just put all the pens and paper away.
Yeah. And then give it to them again.
Hopefully they DVD'd the program.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully they copied it. Yeah. And is there one last thing you would like to tell the audience?
just be open to the different ways that we can get contacted by the angels or our loved ones. It's really simple. It's really not. It's not that big disconnect. A lot of us think it is. We are all connected. Every single one of us. We just get our information differently.
Awesome.
Thank you again.